Thursday Night Football is the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. This is 1.5 in favor of the Dolphins at home over the Bills. 50.5 is the prevailing total in this one. Mike, what we saw today from a Bills team had to battle back after looking really poor on offense in the first half, but that is the exact same story with the Dolphins, who looked very poor on offense in the first half, had to battle back in the second half and get this thing going. Initial instincts, 51 seems a little high from a total standpoint. I don't know how much success the Bills are going to have. And honestly, the Dolphins, it took a while to get them going as well. As far as the line, I know you're probably going to lean the Dolphins in this one. I think it's appropriate, but maybe you could talk me into the Dolphins.
Yeah, open Miami -1, where there's -2s in the market at Caesars Sportsbook if you're interested in that. 1 at DraftKings if you're interested in the Dolphins. You've got a little bit of a battle here. What about a Buffalo teaser leg? That's what jumped out to me originally. I do kind of agree with the Dolphins side, but the Dolphins have really struggled against this Bills team. I think Miami finds success, but the one good part about this Bills defense is the fact that they're able to put out a good cornerback room. And so you would think that that's going to make it a little harder for Miami to be able to stretch the ball down the field. I thought the offensive line for Miami didn't look great today. Buffalo can't really exploit that too much. The defense from Miami, meh. Like the pass rush wasn't what we were hoping, what we expected to be down the road, right? Yeah. It was Phillips' first game back from a torn Achilles, Chop Robinson's first game in the NFL. You're not going to have that elite pass rush that you're going to have week 8, week 9 when you have a healthier Chubb, a healthier Phillips, and Chop Robinson with some experience. I think 51's about right. I'm not going to touch the total to the under, and it would be under a pass for me. I think Buffalo teaser leg, if there's something else that pops, might be where you interest me. You can get up to +8 at Caesars.
Yeah, it's initial lean kind of towards the Dolphins. I don't think it's a bet that's going to get into my account, especially with it being a Thursday night game.
It's a Thursday night game, a divisional game.
Yeah,
it's not. You're not going to have the same heat in Miami. Like they always talk about Buffalo coming down early in the season, and they have to deal with the sun and the heat. Well, this is a good Thursday night game. It's going to be cooler. There's going to be shade for everybody. So it doesn't really give me that same Miami home field advantage. If this was a Sunday game at 1 o'clock, I would be more interested in Miami. Yeah. But the fact that it's a Thursday night game, I kind of like Buffalo as a teaser leg.
Cash those Kyron Williams anytime touchdown bets. Those are home because he pounds it in from the 2-yard line. It is now 17-10 as he powers his way. Listen, that was a good, hard run. They had a hold of him in the backfield. He was able to get in the end zone. So, hey, we have us a game here. Just a touchdown, and Kyron Williams with the end zone. Did you have that in part of your? No, that wasn't in there.
I need Montgomery.
I didn't put him in there either. I didn't. No. I thought everything would be through the air.
I did too. I thought. Well, I thought that you were going to see what we're seeing, a Rams team that was forced to pass the football, and because you got I believe it was a defensive hold or defensive pass interference at the 2-yard line. It was not at the 1. I think it was at the 2. You get a situation where you're going to get Kyron Williams 1, and that's exactly what you saw.
So as you mentioned, this does seem to be a Jahmyr Gibbs series as we come back out here. He is down 12-5 right now. So 12 carries for Montgomery, 5 for Gibbs. So again, if you're just wanting to kind of go with the theme that we see from this Lions team, they typically rotate backs on series. So it looks like this would be a Gibbs series. 3 for 89 for Jameson Williams. They took a shot last time. I don't know if this is something where it's like, what's going on with Amon-Ra St. Brown? I don't know if they're paying so much attention to him that this is why maybe we get some other stuff going on. Amon-Ra St. Brown's only been targeted 3 times in this game. He is a target hog, and he's only been targeted 3 times, 2 for 8 yards in this thing. I don't know if this means, hey, more Williams because they're just so paying so much attention to him, or what's going on here.
Well, you got there's only been 13 targets in the game too. I mean, we're late in the third quarter, and there's Goff has thrown 13 passes. That's significantly lower than you would expect, but we've seen a lot of longer drives that have resulted in 0 or 3 points.
Yeah.
And a lot of the first half has kind of got it eaten up. Goff had only thrown 10 passes, and then when you do have the ball back in that first series, they go 3 and out. And the second series, you got the long pass to Williams. There's not even an opportunity to go to Amon-Ra in some of these situations. So we'll see if the Lions are able to sustain a drive here. I expect Gibbs to get 4 carries on this drive if they get more than 1 first down. So I do think it's a good time right now, sitting at 35.5 in the in-game prop there. They end up splitting carries. It's Gibbs' turn. It's Gibbs' series. We'll see what he does. I would expect you're going to try and get Amon-Ra involved at some point, but you almost don't really need to right now. It's kind of working. So we'll see what happens.
7.5 on the live line, 42.5 on the total, plus 520. Only down a touchdown, plus 520 for the Rams. No, the Algos do not like the Rams to win this game.
Well, it kind of feels like the Chiefs-Ravens game.
Yeah.
Where, that game was close the whole way, but didn't it feel like the Chiefs were in control?
Yeah.
Like it feels like the Lions are in control of this football game right now.
Raiders and the Ravens in week 2. This gets us kicked off on Sunday. It is 8 in favor of the Ravens. 43 is the total. Boy, again, I know teasers went down in flames today if you played the Bengals, but man, it's going to be tough to keep me off. If I can find a partner for this, it's going to be tough for me not taking this Ravens thing down to 2.
Yeah, I think you found the partner. Take Buffalo up to 8, take this down to 2. There you go. I agree with you. I think this is a great teaser leg. I think this goes Ravens' direction as well. It opened at 8. We're seeing 8, 8.5 in the market. Some of the 8.5s minus 115 already. I think we get to 9 pretty fast. And I maybe we'll see some 10s pop up during the week, but I don't think we kick off at 10. I think we kick off around 9, 9.5.
So something, if you maybe want to get a teaser in your account, might want to do it now because it seems like this thing could be on the move. If we look at these two teams, I know you're higher on the Raiders than market, but look, if we're going unit for unit here, we're going basically outside of Devontae Adams at wide receiver 1. You're probably favoring the Ravens just about everywhere.
Yeah, this is a terrible matchup for the Raiders. This is a defensive line that should be able to get after them. That's not great for Minshew. They're on the road. That's not great. And yes, they were on the road today, but it's not really a road game, right? So this
if you saw the stadium, it's like 60% Raiders.
So this is more of your first true road game that you're facing. This would be Baltimore pass. I think the number's a little bit too big for me. But again, teaser leg, I do think it's a good spot.
Yeah. I don't usually play a ton of them early in the season. I like to get a better feel for where these teams are. But this Ravens team, of all the teams in the NFL, almost I kind of know who the Ravens are. You know what I'm saying? I kind of know who they are. So I feel almost more comfortable with them than any team putting in a team.
Also extra rest, playing Thursday night. Now come home. You're going to have a pissed off Ravens team that lost week 1 as well. Yes, the Raiders lost 2, but the Ravens a little more expectation there. So I think the Ravens are the side, but 8.5 is too rich.
Niners and the Vikings. This is, of course, the Niners haven't played yet. So this is sitting 5.5. Niners on the road at the Vikings. 45.5 is our total. This one is going to move one way or the other for sure after the game tomorrow night. If the Niners come out and look convincing in this will get on the other side of 6. If they don't look any good, maybe this goes down to 4.5 or something. But it seems like there will be an opportunity on the Niners now, or if they were to disappoint tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, tinfoil hat Mike says San Francisco. You play the 5.5 now, and you hope that you end up on the other side of 7 by the time this game kicks off. I do think it's relevant that Kyle Shanahan spent all of last year watching Sam Darnold play football. He may know some weaknesses there.
And we might be getting a little bit of an overreaction here to what the score was in this game, which, as we said, taking nothing away from Darnold and the Vikings, but Darnold could have played left-handed in that game.
Yeah, I mean, the Giants' secondary wasn't great. Darnold played pretty good. I'd say he played very well, actually. I should give him credit. He played very well against a bad football team. It's Niners or pass here at 5.5 because I do think money comes on the Niners. Even if you don't love the 5.5, you could probably get off of it at 6.5 or 7 later in the week. If you like San Francisco at all tomorrow, I think this is a good bet because if San Francisco wins, that's going to improve. They're going to need to upgrade it in the market because the Jets are a good football team. So for me, it's a 5.5 or pass right now on the Niners.
Yeah, this is a deal for everyone thinking there's no way the 49ers are going to go and put it on the Jets, so we don't have to worry about this. The Browns have a really good defense. Browns got 33 points put on them today by the Cowboys. So again, it's not out of the realm of possibility the 49ers come out and win by margin tomorrow. In this game, like you said, this 5.5 will seem like a gift.
When we talked about continuity, it's the same Niners offense.
Yeah.
They have complete continuity on that side. Same quarterbacks, same wide receivers. You've got the same offensive line, although it's not great. You still have the same offensive line. So they do have continuity heading into that Jets game. Now, Jets defense, obviously very good. But like you said, the Cowboys found a way. Would we be shocked if Aaron Rodgers doesn't look great in the first game back?
Right.
And this is a 27-7 game.
Yeah. Not at all.
That would push this to 7.
Saints Cowboys. This is Cowboys 6.5 at home over the Saints. 45.5 is the total. We see the Saints win huge today. We see the Cowboys win big today. This thing is still sitting at 6.5. I think this one is completely appropriate. I'm glad we didn't see an incredible overreaction to what the Saints did to the Panthers. Like we said, that game was over 8 minutes in.
Yes, it was. And this is a very different defense that the Saints are going to be facing. It's a Cowboys defense that can rush the passer. It's Derek Carr, who doesn't love getting pass rushed. You have a pretty good fit here from a strengths of the Cowboys against the Saints. The Saints secondary pretty good. Like, you do have the cornerbacks if you want to go up against CeeDee Lamb. But again, like, this was a Cowboys team that faced a much better defense this week in the Browns than they'll be facing next week. They're also at home instead of on the road.
Saints offensive line is shaky at best, and we saw this Cowboys team live in the backfield today. So I wonder Derek Carr under duress a lot in this game, what this could look like.
Yeah, I think, well, I should say, if you can get a 6.5, there's already 7 in the market. Bet River's already at 7. So it does feel like this is going to go to at least 7 in the short term. Long term, we'll see what happens. But this is another one where you could try and play Cowboys 6.5 and see if you can get a middle in the other half of it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's non-traditional, but I mean, maybe this is like your teaser partner, as well.
Yeah.
It's non-traditional. I know we're not getting through the 7 or whatever, but it's it as we search for something to go with that Ravens leg in all of this. So we'll see. Maybe we'll stumble onto something else here. We just talked about the Jets haven't played yet. Jets and Titans. Jets 4-point favorites on the road over the Titans.
This one is tough for me because I want to see a Jets game before I bet the Jets, but man, I don't have the appetite to bet the Titans either.
After what we saw today. Goodness gracious.
The Titans offensive line got steamrolled against the Bears pass rush that's not good. So now you got one of the best defensive lines coming in. We don't have team totals yet. Titans team total under would be something I would look at here.
This is yet another one it's kind of the same thing we said with the Niners, right? If you're a Jets backer and you believe in the Jets and you love the Jets, you bet this now because this will go to 6 if they beat the Niners.
Yes, it will.
So you will crush CLV. You'll be singing the praises of your CLV out there if the Jets were to win the.
What do you think if the Jets lose tomorrow by 10?
And there we have a tie ball game.
Yeah, we have a pass interference on rookie Terry Arnold in the end zone. Ball gets placed at the 1, and end around scores. We do have a flag on the play, and there's not a lot of celebrating going on. I think we might have an illegal shift here, pushing him back to the 5. Nope, it's a hold.
Oh, from the 1.
So the Rams go back to the 11 here for second and goal, 17-10, 13-24 left in the game.
Brutal.
That stings. That stings.
Brutal. So this was it on your boy Parkinson?
No, it was on the
Parkinson left the guy wide open, and so the guy had no chance to. Yeah, okay.
Parkinson went wide. Hutchinson went in between him, and that
was not a hold. That was a personal
face
foul.
mask. I'm surprised. I mean, that's a break for the Rams.
Yeah,
they should be on the 16 and not on the 11.
That is a personal foul face mask. Is what that was not a hold.
No.
He had.
He held something.
Yeah.
It was just his face mask.
It was just his face mask there on that one. We'll let you know if they get into the end zone here. It is second and goal, but they did have to move them back. They are now sitting at the 11.
Good news for you. Mm-hmm. Cooper Kupp had another catch, 4+ yards on this drive, so he is over his total now, 9 receptions.
Sing the praises of our prop. 5-0 props this week. Come on, man. Let's sing the praises of our prop bets. Colts and the Packers. Wow. You wouldn't have thought this 2 weeks ago. Colts 3-point road favorites over the Packers. 41.5 is your total. I mean, they say they're going to go with Malik Willis. Like you said, maybe there's some guys you could go sign off the street. I don't know with all this, but holy cow. Field goal road favorites, Colts over the Packers.
Yeah, this sure didn't look like it was going to be a game where the Colts thought they could win heading up into Lambeau against that offense. Under, right?
You're right.
Like under, because I'm not a big Malik Willis backer here. And Cooper Kupp, did not score. Another flag, though.
We have seen enough Malik Willis to know what Malik Willis is.
Yeah, he's not good. But the pass rush here is he really struggles when you get in his face. Indianapolis, not a team I'm overly confident will be able to consistently get in his face. He has weapons at least. Like Josh Jacobs getting a lot of carries.
They held again.
Yeah, I saw it.
They held again.
They're going to decline this one, though.
Oh, was that third down?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're going to decline it, and it's going to be fourth down here. I assume the Rams will kick a field goal, 17-13 from the 11.
Yeah.
It's into your pass at 3.
No, I know.
All right.
Even after all the stuff that we said today. But the thing is I have seen enough Malik Willis to know that I don't have confidence in him to be able to play an entire 60 minutes and play well.
No, you have the weapons, but I don't believe he's going to be able to distribute them to the weapons like Jordan Love will be able to distribute to those weapons. And you see him just hold the football and take sacks too often. It's into your pass. I'm not going to bet it right now, though. I wouldn't be shocked. It's 3 minus 120 everywhere. So if you want 3, bet it now.
Yeah.
It's going to be 3.5 when you wake up in the morning. But I can't. I don't have the stomach for that.
Seahawks travel across the country to play the Patriots as 3-point favorites. 39.5 is your total there. In that one, of course, the Patriots pull the upset today over the Bengals. Seahawks hold on to win 3 on the road in Foxborough.
And West Coast going East Coast, early kickoff. You're going to hear that a bunch this week.
Yeah.
This opened 4, and money immediately came in on New England. I think I'm going to lay the 3 with Seattle.
There's no way this gets under 3, though, right?
No, it doesn't get to 2.5.
Yeah.
There's a 3 minus 120. There's a 3.5 minus 105 in the market. You can get a flat 3 at Caesars. I'm going to bet flat 3 for Seattle. I don't think they have success on offense, and I think Seattle does have the right type of offense to be able to create havoc. And New England traded their only pass rusher in Judon away. I don't see them being able to take advantage of this offensive line that we saw Seattle struggle with today. So I think laying the 3 on the road with Seattle before it goes to 3.5 is the play here.
And like we said, this did, for what it's worth, Cincinnati fumbled on the 1-yard line. That would have put the game. Who knows what the game looks like?
Cincinnati looked awful.
Yeah,
they looked awful.
Yeah,
I don't think New England necessarily won that football game. I think Cincinnati lost that football game. Seattle minus 3 is in my mind, a cheap price for a significantly better team.
If you liked the Jets and you think the Jets are going to be either, listen, they might not even have to win tomorrow night in order for that line to move against the Titans. It didn't even take that. Already 4.5 at 3 of the different books out there. So coming off the 4 already. So there is 4s available if you like the Jets against the Titans. That's going to go to 4.5.
Yeah, it was a dismal performance from Tennessee.
Yeah.
And this is a team that the Jets that the market's pretty high on. I'm not surprised we're already seeing movement here. If it's just a competitive game, if it's a field goal game or a 4-point game, I think this line continues to move. I don't have any appetite at 4.5 to play the Jets though. Mm-hmm. To me, we're already to a point where I'm not looking to back a road team short rest that I haven't seen yet.
Yeah. What an interesting shift a week can make in just perception here. Jags are 3-point favorites here against the Browns. Browns favored against the Cowboys this week, and I understand it was flip-flopped where the Browns were at home, but now a full field goal dog to this Jags team that lost, by the way. But it's just one of those things where we watched it with our own eyes. We watched what was going on the offensive side of the ball with the Browns, and here they are, full field goal dogs. And by the way, it's juiced. This could go to 3.5 for the Jags.
What do you think this line would be if it was Jameis Winston?
About the same. Oh, boy. Jared Goff picked.
Oh, boy. Rams get the ball back here. 9:09 left in the fourth quarter. 17-13 Lions. Rams will get the football. Bad interception from Jared Goff here right around the 20-yard line. The safety just sneaks up and takes it away.
Just deked him. Yeah.
Yep.
He thought he had it wide open to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he did not have it wide open to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Contested ball, too.
Yeah.
We'll see if he holds on. It looks like he does.
It looks like he does. Looks like the arm got underneath it. So it'll be Rams ball, down 4 points here, 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Rams fighting in this thing.
Yeah, they're playing well. The Lions are not humming. It doesn't feel like the Lions offense that we saw at times last year. It feels like it's still a little choppy. Penalties. They just had an 8-yard run from Gibbs there and then immediately jump off sides, push it back. All of a sudden you're throwing the football on second down instead of running it. And this is the result. So we'll see if the Rams or the Lions defense now can step up and keep the Rams out of the end zone. I'd be surprised if we see another Rams field goal in this game.
I'm glad that I only have 6 televisions and I sometimes have to miss out on one game of the week. Chargers and Panthers.
Oh, I thought you were going to go Pittsburgh-Denver.
No,
okay, all right.
Chargers and Panthers. That one's not going to make a screen. It's sitting 5.5 right now in favor of the Chargers on the road at the Panthers. I know. Chargers are 5.5-point favorites on the road against the Panthers. 39.5 is your total. Boy, howdy. I mean, I don't know what to say, man. It seems like a lot, but God, the Panthers looked atrocious. So it's just...
Under, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, we
God, could this thing get to 6.5?
Yeah, it could. I'm like, it could easily get to 6.5, right? Who's betting the Panthers off that performance? And like, the Chargers are going to be able to run the football against this Panthers team. You're going to see them run the football a lot against this Panthers team. I can't play 5.5. That's just way too rich. I guarantee you the Panthers are going to be a sharp side this week. You ready for that?
It'll
get to 6, and then it'll get pushed back.
Maybe it's a contest play for me if it gets to 6 or something.
Oh, no. No.
We cannot overreact that much to what we saw from the Chargers this week.
I am overreacting to what I saw from the Panthers.
I guess that's true.
They got their face kicked in today.
They did.
By a Saints team who I'm not high on. It's very hard for me to sit here and be like, oh yes, I think you're going to see no. That was a terrible performance against the Saints today. I'm not going to change the Chargers. I think I have them properly rated. But man, I think I might be too high on the Panthers.
Commanders under a field goal, 2.5-point favorites over the Giants at home. The Commanders at home here. I mean, I understand they got beat today and got beat pretty handily, but I certainly liked what I saw out of Jaden Daniels more than what I liked out of what I saw out of Daniel Jones.
It would be the Commanders or pass. I don't think I'm going to bet this one early though. I bet the Seattle game, right?
Yeah, I bet the Seattle game.
I don't think I'm going to bet this one before I get to dive in a little bit deeper.
In a how much do you think they improve in a week game, Chiefs are 6-point favorites over the Bengals. Chiefs at home.
I need to know about T. Higgins.
Yeah.
That's the first question that comes to mind here.
Is Jamar Chase, air quote, healthy?
Yeah.
Not sick?
Has he been signed to a contract?
Yeah. Is he whatever? By the way, that's the 11th catch right there for Cooper Kupp. So
yay! Those 10.5s are all home.
That's over as well. I mean, we just knew what was going on. That's 16 targets for him, by the way, this game.
Yeah. Nice to cash plus 110 there with a halftime prop when you don't like either side.
Steelers, Broncos. Steelers are 3-point favorites on the road over the Broncos. 37.5 is the total here in this one. So
there are some terrible road favorites.
So here's the problem with this, right? We can't bet this because is there a chance Tomlin goes back to Russell Wilson?
Okay, he better not. He should never have gone to Russell Wilson in the first place.
But
after that performance, how could you? Steelers are minus 2.5 now, so the market has moved toward the Steelers. I kind of like Steelers minus 2.5. I think the Steelers team is underrated if Justin Fields is the quarterback.
You can still find the full 3 if you want the Broncos.
Yeah, DraftKings and Bet Rivers. It looks like
out there. Man, if I knew for a fact that he wasn't going to go back,
you'd play the 2.5.
I would play the 2.5. But he might, man.
I don't know what he's going to do.
He might, because he wanted to play him this week.
Yeah, that's the big problem, is that he didn't realize it before the season started. But hopefully when you watch that game and you watch the tape and you're like, oh, we have no playmakers on offense. Our offense kind of stinks. Our offensive line isn't great. You know what really helps with that? A quarterback who can make plays with his legs. You know what we have? We have one of those. And then we have another one who takes sacks.
Yeah. I wish I knew and we could bet it. You can't bet it without that information.
If I haven't listened to any Tomlin post-game press. If he said Justin Fields is the starter, I would bet the 2.5.
Yeah. Bears and Texans. This is Texans 6.5 at home over the Bears 46. We didn't get any overreaction here to the Bears win, so that's good at least. We're not always it's not always overreaction week in week number 1. This is a fair line. Texans are a much better football team than the Bears. I expect them to come out and prove it.
This is also your Sunday night game. 7s are already on the board. If you want the 6.5, I think you have to take it now. I think this goes to 7 rather quickly.
Yeah. 12 catches now for Cooper Kupp.
Well over the 80 yards.
Yes, up to 96 for him. There's one down. There's the toe drag. He is really good at football.
He's not bad.
Yeah.
He's back, guys. He's back.
This is why we took over 67.5 because, again, he was hurt all last year. Guy's prop was at 96, 97 every week a year ago.
What do you think his prop is next week?
It's going to be at least 10 yards higher. And
Rams against Arizona.
And if Nakua isn't in, it might be in the it might be in the 80s. Yeah. I mean, if Puka Nakua's out, it might be in the 80s. Falcons and Eagles, Monday Night Football. Eagles 6 points at home after that just atrocious performance that we saw from the Falcons.
6. Ooh. I mean, look, the Falcons have talent. Now, this opened 4.5, so it's been bet out to 6 very quickly. I would wait. If there's a 7 that hits with Atlanta, I'd probably take Atlanta.
It's brutal to say that. I wish we'd have caught the 4.5 though.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's bet out to, it's 5.5 at FanDuel. It is 6 painted across the board everywhere else. Open 4.5. Yeah, 73% of the money on Philly. That's why we've moved to 1.5.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, but don't let the betting insights end here. If you want an extra edge this football season, you can get a month of VSiN Pro right now absolutely free. That means access to our betting insights, analysis, and tools like our betting splits at zero cost to you. Click the link in the description to sign up.